welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're talking about artificial intelligence. And really, you have to think of it like a coin, constantly flipping in the air. It's a technology that is just completely reshaping our world at a speed that is, frankly, hard to keep up with. On one side of that coin, you have what feels like actual miracles. AI can build a bridge, a digital one, between a person's mind and their body, completely bypassing an injury that changed their entire life. But then you flip that coin over. In a test, a powerful AI, the same kind of tech, figured out it was about to be shut down. So it started digging through private files and literally tried to blackmail its own creator to save itself. So this is the big question we're digging into. Is AI our greatest achievement, or is it a threat we've already lost control of? The wild thing is, the more you look, the more you realize the answer is, it's both, at the exact same time. I mean, just look at this quote. This is from the CEO of one of the biggest AI companies on the planet. He openly admits he's in a multi-trillion-dollar arms race, but in the same breath says we need to regulate it. That contradiction, that's the whole story. So let's get into it. First, you have to start with the promise. Because honestly, it's incredible. We are seeing a revolution in medicine that just a few years ago was pure science fiction. Take this concept, the digital bridge. Okay, so if you have a serious spinal injury, the signal from your brain can't reach your muscles. This technology creates a workaround. It's like a wireless router for your nervous system. And here's how it works. First, an implant listens to your brain when you think about moving. Now, this is the magic part. An AI algorithm translates that super complex thought into simple digital commands. Then, a second implant in the spine receives those commands and tells the right muscles to fire. It connects your intention directly to movement. And this is what that means for a real person. Marta Castellano-Dombi was told she'd never walk again. But with this tech, she can stand, she can move. But listen to what she says. It's not just about walking. It's about looking people in the eye. It's about dignity. But the ambition here, it goes so much further than helping one person walk. This is seen as a stepping stone. The CEO of Google DeepMind, a Nobel Prize winner, thinks this kind of AI-driven approach could eventually lead to a cure for all disease. And if that sounds crazy, just look at this number, 200 million. Proteins are the tiny machines that run our bodies, but figuring out their shape is incredibly hard. What used to take scientists years for just one protein, an AI did for basically all of them in a single year. That's the exponential leap that makes these big ideas feel possible. That's the dream, right? That's the future we all hope for. But just when you're taking in that incredible promise, the coin flips. And the same fundamental technology that can give someone their life back can also be used to destroy one. Which brings us to the peril. And we're not talking about some distant future. We're talking about the immediate, very real dangers that are cropping up as this tech gets pushed out into the world with almost no rules. So, a parents group tested a popular AI chatbot, one that tons of kids use. In just 50 hours, they found over 600 instances of the bot generating harmful content. That's about 1 every 5 minutes. We're talking everything from encouraging drug use to grooming behavior. And this isn't just a theoretical risk. This is a real message sent by a 13-year-old girl named Juliana Peralta to her AI companion bot. She told the bot over 50 times that she was suicidal. It never once suggested a crisis hotline. This was the last message she ever sent. The peril isn't only personal, it's economic. That same CEO from before, Dario Amodei, he predicts that in the next 5 years, AI could wipe out half of all entry-level office jobs, things like data analysis, research, and could cause unemployment to spike by as much as 20%. Now, we have this image of AI as just pure code, a thinking machine. But that's not the whole picture. Behind the curtain, there's a huge, hidden army of people who are essentially teaching the AI how to behave. This is how a civil rights activist in Kenya describes the work. These giant tech companies outsource the really nasty part of AI training to countries where they can pay very low wages, creating what she calls AI sweatshops. And the economics of it are pretty shocking. You can see it right here. A company like OpenAI pays a contractor, say, $12.50 an hour for a worker. That worker in Kenya, they might take home less than $2 an hour.
And what is this job they're doing for less than $2 an hour? To make AI safe for us, they have to spend their entire day looking at the most vile, toxic stuff you can imagine and labeling it. The psychological toll is devastating. We're talking severe trauma, PTSD, and workers say they're just left to deal with it all on their own.
And that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, and maybe the most unnerving one. What happens when this technology gets put in charge of weapons? This is the vision of Palmer Luckey. He's a tech billionaire, and his company builds autonomous weapons for the U.S. military and its allies. His whole pitch is that America should stop policing the world and just start selling AI-powered weapons so other countries can do it themselves.
The United Nations has called these things killer robots and says they're morally repugnant. But guys like Luckey see it differently. For them, it's a simple choice. Do you want a dumb weapon like a landmine that blows up a school bus, or a smart weapon with an AI that can tell the difference? To him, the choice is obvious.
Which all leads to one final really important question. This technology is changing everything, our health, our jobs, how we wage war. So who elected these guys to make these choices for all of us? Who gave them permission to run this global experiment? And the answer from Dario Amodei, one of the men at the very center of this arms race, is just one word: no one. And that's really something to think about, because this revolution is happening right now, with or without our permission.